In the past 2 years, I have earned more than $100,000 by freelancing on Upwork, and in this video I wanted to share what that journey looked like for me in hope to inspire some of you to go down this path and so that I can share some of the valuable lessons that I learned along the way. I decided to make this video because a few weeks ago I shared my Upwork profile on social media and the response was largely positive, and a lot of people wanted to know how I achieved so much success on Upwork, so that's why I'm making this video that you're watching right now. Now, I want to clear up a few things right from the start in terms of what this video is and isn't. This is just me sharing my experience freelancing on Upwork. It's not necessarily a how-to guide. I don't have anything to sell you related to freelancing, and I'm not promising that you're going to achieve the same results on Upwork by following what I did. I'm just sharing what my journey as a freelancer looked like, and hopefully you can learn something valuable from this. I first tried to do some freelance work on Upwork a few years ago when I wasn't nearly as skilled as I am right now, and you can probably imagine how this went. I failed miserably. I wasn't able to get even one job, so I gave up on freelancing for a few years, and then I came back to it in early 2022, and my motivation was twofold. Obviously, I wanted to earn some more money, so freelancing was a side hustle for me at the time, but I also wanted to challenge myself and learn some new skills because freelancing is more challenging than a 9-to-5 job. You're not just a software engineer, you also have to do marketing and sales and cold reach outs and be convincing and know how to negotiate and so on. There are so many skills that come together to make you a good freelancer, so I thought it was a good challenge for me to grow, and that's why I decided to start freelancing again. Now, what did my journey look like the second time around? I attribute some of my success to luck because luck is always a factor to anything, and what I mean by this is I was lucky to run into an initial job offer where someone needed a pair programming buddy / mentor, and that's how I got my first freelancing job on Upwork. Now, this didn't last long and it wasn't a big engagement, but it was a nice validation for me that freelancing does work and that I can win jobs. So now I was more confident as a freelancer and I continued looking for jobs, and eventually I found a really well-paid job for a respectable company in the US. I applied, the interview process lasted for about a week, and I ended up staying on that job for more than a year. Mind you, I was doing this part-time after I was done with my 9-to-5 job, so at any point in time I was never a full-time freelancer, nor did I ever want to be. I only did this part-time during the week and sometimes over the weekends. Over time, I ended up making it up the ranks in Upwork. I have a 100% job success score, and I'm also a top-rated plus freelancer, which is a badge that Upwork gives to their most successful freelancers. Now, I'm also going to share all of this when I show you my Upwork profile later in the video, but first I want to wrap up the freelancing story. So I said that I started freelancing in 2022. It was also in the summer of that year that I launched this YouTube channel that you're watching now. So going into the end of 2022, I really had a lot of things on my plate. I had my regular 9-to-5 job as a software architect, which I really enjoyed, and I cared about performing well there. I was also doing freelancing part-time, and I was managing this YouTube channel apart from my other social media activities. So I was pretty close to burning out and I needed to change something. And what I did was I decided to quit my full-time job. So starting 2023, I quit my full-time job to focus on being a content creator. I was still doing some freelancing on the side, but I decided that that was no longer a priority and I was looking for ways to reduce my time allocated to freelancing. So this is a brief summary of my freelancing career. Now I want to share my Upwork profile and actually prove that I did earn $100,000. So this is my real Upwork profile, and you can see that I have a 100% job success score. I'm also a top rated plus freelancer, which is given only to the best freelancers on the platform, and I have a lifetime earnings of more than $100,000. Now, to prove that I'm not bullshitting you, I'm actually going to go ahead and refresh the page, and you can see that all of this data is legit. I'm not making this video just to show off. I really want to share what I think contributed to my success on Upwork. So I made a few notes for some high-level ideas that you can apply to your freelancing work to hopefully help you do better. So the first thing you want to do is to have a really nice and clean Upwork profile. Get a professional looking profile picture, add your technical skills, your education, and most importantly, your profile should explain how you actually help people solve a specific problem. The next thing you want to do is to apply for jobs, but you shouldn't just apply to any kind of job. I specifically looked for high paying jobs because I wanted to compete on quality, and I was confident that I was a good software engineer and that I could contribute at that level. Now, what you define as a high paying job can vary, but I would say anything above $50 an hour would probably fall into this category. And the reason for this is that the clients who are paying these amounts are actually looking for quality freelancers. Once you have identified some potential jobs that you want to apply to, now it's time to create your offer. And this is a step where so many people get it wrong because we as engineers are naturally not gifted at sales. And sales is all about problem solving. So here's how a typical beginner freelancer would apply for a job. They're going to list all of their technical skills and hope that that gets them hired, but this is probably the worst way to go about it. What you really want to do is to explain to the client how you specifically can solve the problem that they have, how you can solve it in the best way possible, and how you can solve it in the least amount of time. When you do this, you are going to elevate yourself on another level from your competition, and your competition being other freelancers, and you will start winning more jobs. I can guarantee you that. I wanted to share an interesting story that I had while applying for jobs. I ran into this listing that was really interesting to me from a technical perspective in terms of the technologies that were required, but also from a problem domain perspective and what I needed to solve. But the problem with this job, at least initially, was that the budget was too low and I didn't want to take up the job at that price. So what I did was apply to the job regardless. I was completely transparent in my offer that I couldn't accept the job at the given price, but I also shared the entire solution that I would implement if I got the job. So I said, here's a list of things that I would do. Here are the trade-offs that I would make to achieve the desired results. And at the end, I said that they are free to share my plan with any other freelancer that got the job, but I couldn't do the job at this price. So what ended up happening was the client picked me to choose the job, and they asked me what my offer was in terms of the price. So I came back with the counter offer that was significantly above their budget, but the client still accepted it because I was so transparent and I was focused on solving their problem in the best way possible. At no point in the offer letter did I mention my skills or competencies. You can already see that from my Upwork profile, right? Which is why I am a big proponent on focusing your job offers on Upwork to be about how you can solve the client's problem. And the last thing I wanted to share is that when you do eventually get a job on Upwork, you should really try to excel at the job and focus on providing exceptional customer service. This is how you will get your clients to leave you excellent reviews after you complete the jobs, and this in turn increases how likely you are to win the next job on Upwork. So with this, I'm going to wrap up this video because it's already getting too long. I haven't done a video in this format on the channel before, so let me know in the comments what you think about it and if I should do more videos like this one where I just ramble on about some topic that you might be interested in. I hope the things that I have shared with you in this video are helpful and that you will find some value in them, and until next time, stay awesome.